Every Saturday, I go to the cliffs by the beach and I do Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee's martial art. We overlook the beautiful ocean scenery and just enjoy the weather while we do martial arts with this small little group that we really bond over this stuff with. And while we're doing the martial arts, the instructor will often give us life wisdom, these golden nuggets that are so meaningful and impactful. And if you take them at first glance, they're just kind of these philosophical isms, these Bruce Lee quotes or messages about controlling your body and mastering the art of war. But the deeper you go and the more you think about it, they're actually really profound. And there's a lot of hidden messages in there that I think relate to so much of what we talk about here on this channel. So, one of the things that my instructor says that resonates with me so deeply is do what you can with the body that you brought today. Think about it for a second. Do what you can with the body that you brought today. So, what does that mean? Well, someone shows up to class with a hurt shoulder or a pulled leg, or their hip is kind of tight that day, or your foot is injured, whatever the thing may be. There's all these different scenarios that may inhibit you from performing to the highest of your abilities. And that's brutal. That's really rough. And sometimes people can have egos. They can come into class and think, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to push through the pain and fight through all of this. I'm just going to work through and, hustle through all of it. But you're just going to create more injuries. You're going to create more pain. It's going to make everything worse. So the instructor will never, ever force us to do something that we can't if our body isn't up for the task. So you might be thinking, right? Well, that's really cool. It's philosophical. It's interesting and all those things. But what does this have to do with psychology at all? It actually has so much to do with psychology and the things that we talk about on this channel regularly. So I came up with a version of the quote that I think is much more applicable to what we talk about here, but it goes back to what he's talking about every single week. So my version is do what you can with the mind that you brought today. Now think about that one, right? Do what you can with the mind that you brought today. There's going to be so many situations where life will throw crazy things your way. There's going to be lost jobs, deep traumas, deaths, accidents, unfortunate circumstances that are going to completely bog you down. They're going to shift your life in unbelievable directions. They'll bring immense stress to your days, and they'll just make you feel all sorts of things, right? All the negative emotions. It's going to be really, really challenging. And we put so much pressure on ourselves to perform at the highest level. We're always thinking, what can I do to be better, do more, be present for other people? We stress so hard about all of this. And I think the longer you do this over consistent periods of time, the more you welcome the Grim Reaper to your doorstep to say, hey, take my mental health. I don't care. I'm welcoming burnout into my life. And for those of you watching who have actually experienced real burnout, you know how absolutely unbelievably painful it is, how horrifying it can be for your life. It's terrible. I wouldn't wish true burnout on anyone. It's so rough and it holds us back from so many things. And it could be easily prevented with the proper care and mindset shifts. So that's where all of this comes in. Rest is just as important as hard work. We shouldn't have this hustle mentality all the time, 24/7, right? We have days where we want to give up. We have days where things just don't feel good. But it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to treat yourself with grace and feel pretty unhappy sometimes. We have to feel a whole range of emotions. It's a wide spectrum. A healthy person experiences each of these, not just one over a prolonged period of time. So we have to take care of our minds and we have to take care of our bodies. It's all connected, right? The two quotes. Do what you can with the body you brought today, and do what you can with the mind you brought today. And this leads into another quote that my instructor says. He says, if one part moves, 10,000 parts move. If 10,000 parts move, one part moves. So the whole idea here is that everything is connected. Every time you're practicing a jab or a takedown or some sort of Tai Chi movement, it's not just your physical body trying to learn that thing, right? You're forming neural connections in your brain to literally build that muscle memory, to figure it out until it becomes automatic. It's this habitual move, this specific, constant, repetitious thing over and over again until your brain finally gets it and your body gets it. And the more we can practice this in a calm, collected, disciplined way over a really long period of time, the better off we can be. And the better off we can combine the powers of our minds and our bodies. It's really fascinating to think about. I just really thought it would make for an interesting episode. And I think that's a really important shift that more people need to make psychology make sense, to really help themselves think, feel, and perform better. We put so much pressure on ourselves, and this hurts other people. This hurts our performance. This hurts our overall moods and our day-to-day. It's really not fun for anybody. So the next time you're struggling with something like this, the next time you're having a rough day or really just going through some sort of trauma, take a step back, remember to breathe deeply, and do what you can with the mind that you brought today. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember to take care of those around you. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.